So, unless you've been living under a rock, then you probably already know that Chapter 1 is coming back in less than a week, which is kind of insane to think about. I kind of didn't really ever think this would happen, especially not now, but the old map is, in fact, making its big return next week, and I'm very excited. I am very excited for this. There's a couple of things to go over, and I kind of want to give my thoughts on the situation, especially because I feel like next season is going to be a really big, like, make or break thing for me, especially when it comes to my content and all that. So I'm just letting y'all know that the next season's pretty important to me as a person, and it would have been regardless, but the fact that it is the Chapter 1 map is kind of crazy, so I kind of just want to go over it, and, you know, I guess I'll include what you can expect from me going into next season. So, the Chapter 1 map, it's returning in its entirety. There's a couple of things to know about it. It's not just going to be one version of the Chapter 1 map. It's going to be changing on a week-to-week basis to reflect different seasons from Chapter 1, meaning it's going to be very fast-paced. So I believe it's like every week or something, we're going to get a different version of the map. I think the one we're going to have the least amount of time on is probably going to be Season X, but we are going back. So we're going to be going from Chapter 1, Season 5, which was the season that introduced the desert and Drift and Ragnarok and all that, which is honestly probably the most nostalgic Fortnite season I think I've ever played in, which is kind of crazy that we're going back to that one initially. And then it's going to end in Season X. So we're going to go from 5 to 6 to 7 to 8 to X, obviously, which it was just really cool, especially for people who never really got to experience that time in Fortnite. So yeah, that's cool and stuff. Now, there was a little bit of controversy online with this. I say controversy, but it was more just like something confusing that a lot of people were confused on. And that was the fact that we did not know if we were going to be keeping sprinting and mantling going into next season or not. There were some files that were suggesting that they could be disabled next season, or that sprinting and mantling might just only be in zero build, since it was confirmed that zero build will be staying for next season, which is going to be interesting playing zero build on the Chapter 1 map. I don't know how this is going to feel. I kind of might only play on builds, but I don't know. But yeah, so like, sprinting and mantling will be staying in next season. Epic Games themselves confirmed. They posted a tweet announcing the return of Chapter 1. Basically, they worded it like sprint or mantle your choice in back to Chapter 1, basically, which is good. I like that they're keeping features that just make the game generally better. And I like that they worded it like that, just to be like, yep, they're staying, you don't have to worry about it, which is a good thing. I really feel like people are going to enjoy it more, especially with these features, because these features are just a godsend. Now, with Chapter 1 returning next season, and this season being basically the last season of Chapter 4, it's a little weird, because this chapter that we're in isn't ending with an event, it's just kind of stopping. This map is just going to cease to exist through a cutscene or something along those lines, and then we're just gonna be on the OG map, and we're gonna go through the black hole again, and just a bunch of stuff is gonna happen. And I don't really know how to feel about it. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love the OG map. I played through pretty much every OG season except for Season 1. I've been here since basically the very beginning, but I kind of am a little annoyed that we're at least not getting something to end this chapter off, because this season I really feel like doesn't feel like the end of the chapter. Like last season with the Chrome season, which again is still one of my favorite seasons I've ever played, like, you could tell, like, oh shit, the map is definitely going to get destroyed, but right now, it doesn't really feel that way, does it? It feels like there's a bunch of heist stuff on the map, and that's about it. We have the time machine, and you really could have done so much with that to make a final season here, and just kind of be like, yep, we're ending off the chapter with some time travel shenanigans. But no, you're just kind of throwing us into the OG map and calling it a day, which I'm okay with. Again, I'm okay with it because I like that map, but still, it's a little weird if you ask me. I'm very excited for next season. I've seen a lot of people say that Epic Games is being desperate by bringing back the OG map and all this and all that, and I kind of just don't see it. I've seen um pretty big names. There's a specific one that I'm not going to name because I don't want to get into any shit, but there's a very specific person that firmly believes that, based off of the advertising and how hard they're going with the advertising, that next season they're kind of desperate. Like, they're just kind of like, oh, we got to bring back the old map to get people interested again, but I don't really understand that. The season that we're currently in, Chapter 4, Season 4, literally has been one of the biggest season launches for any Fortnite season literally ever in terms of player numbers, so I don't necessarily believe that Epic Games are struggling right now. I understand that they laid off a lot of employees due to the UEFN thing and all that, but there's still a level of player interest here that is pretty noticeable. I don't really agree with the idea that Epic Games are getting desperate with their content that they're putting out, because we're still getting Chapter 5 right after this, and like, why would they go back to Chapter 5 if the Chapter 1 map is something people apparently like more? I just don't really understand. I don't know if I'm crazy, but it doesn't feel like desperation. It really just feels like they're doing something for the player base. I don't know. I really don't know. But I am still looking forward to next season. I'm looking forward to using some of the older weapons and just getting that old OG feel. I know there's going to be sprinting and sliding and mantling and all that, and I know that Zero Build's going to be there, but it's still going to kind of still have that vibe just thanks to the graphics and whatnot, so it's all good and stuff. As long as they keep to the OG like graphics and stuff, I'll be happy. I've kind of accepted the fact that it's not going to feel the same, but I'm just excited to be able to drop at some locations that I honestly kind of miss. I mean, like Pleasant Park. I don't really miss Haunted Hills, but I mean, like Risky Reels, Lazy Links, Paradise Palms. All of those have not really come back. Risky Reels has come back, actually. That's a lie. But like the other two haven't, and they're some of my favorite POIs in history. And Epic Games just hasn't ever given them another chance. Maybe they'll give them a chance in Chapter 5 since it's going to be happening after another black hole, but we'll just have to wait and see. I'm really looking forward to Fortnite over the next few months regardless. We only have 2 months left in the year. One of them is going to be in Chapter 1, and then the other is in Chapter 5, and that'll be a whole nother discussion to be had. Speaking of next season, as I said earlier in the video, it's kind of a make or break situation for me. I'm going to be making content. I'm gonna be making gameplay content. I'm gonna be streaming. I intend to come back with a fucking insane bang. It's like I'm revving up my fucking what is it called? My rocket ram from Fortnite Battle Royale and ramming it into the center of a building and destroying it all. That's how it is. That's how I'm trying to go about it. I plan to hopefully get at least 3 gameplay videos out next season, because next season is going to be Chapter 1, and I really just want to have some memories of next season since it's going to be a 1-month thing. However, I do also want to bring up the fact that since the season's 1 month long, I don't know, I feel like they're gonna bring back the OG map again in the future. Like, it's just too iconic for them not to. This is probably not the last time we'll see them do this kind of thing. I'm just letting you know. But hey, who knows? I do really like that they're doing this for just for a month. I think it's going to be exciting. And if you don't like it, you don't like it. You don't have to play. It's only a month. And then you can come back in Chapter 5 and everything will be all great and stuff. So yeah, that's all I really have to say. Let me know what you're excited for the OG map to return. And yeah, I swear I'm gonna get a lot of content out next season. So yeah, I don't really have much else to say. I already kind of did a lot in my last video where I talked about Chapter 4. So yeah, I'm kind of good for the season. You know, I'm kind of done. I'm kind of ready to move on and stuff. It's been a good season. It's been a good run. I'm probably not going to miss Chapter 4 that much, but who cares? Who really cares? That's all from me. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the live stream whenever I go live, probably tomorrow. Yeah, later.